just a friendly reminder that it's not your PCOS, it's not your cortisol, and it's not your carbohydrate intolerance that's preventing you from losing weight. It's your elbow. Every time your elbow bends, your fucking mouth opens.
Apparently, this video is one of the most controversial things to break the side of the fitness and nutrition space right now on the internet, which is really alarming to me because every single thing in that video that he said was true. There's a lot of creators on here lately, big and small, stitching his video and basically attempting to invalidate everything that he says. And what they're doing is stitching the first part of the video that I stitched and using it as an example to be like, men don't understand PCOS. And yes, they may not experience like personally firsthand the symptoms that PCOS or hormonal challenges for women bring. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they can't understand the science behind weight loss when it comes to losing weight with PCOS or hormonal imbalances. He then goes on to say basically in that video that PCOS can make weight loss harder, but it doesn't make it impossible. And it may be the brutal honesty that a lot of people don't want to hear, but that's what it is, the truth. The bottom line is a calorie deficit is how you lose weight, and your PCOS didn't cause you to gain weight. What caused you to gain weight was eating in a calorie surplus and eating too much. And that's where the obvious, most common sense method of reversing that weight gain comes into play, which is eating in a calorie deficit and eating less. And if PCOS was the root causation of your weight gain, and if it inevitably made every single woman with PCOS gain weight, there would be no women in existence that are at a healthy weight or that are underweight with PCOS, and that's just not the reality of the situation. No one is invalidating your experience, but we have to be honest when we point out what the cause of weight gain is in order to be able to reverse it and lose it. Because just because you manage your PCOS symptoms or you balance your hormones doesn't mean that you're putting your body in a calorie deficit, and that doesn't mean that you're going to solve your weight gain issues. Can those methods and strategies be helpful for your overall health and for your body? Can they even help women be in a calorie deficit sometimes to lose weight? Yes, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's always gonna work that way. So when we point out the only thing that needs to happen for weight loss to occur, you can start there, know that you're gonna produce weight loss results with being in a calorie deficit, and then optimize everything else after that. And that's how we break out of this box of everybody feeling like they're balancing their hormones and getting nowhere. Also, how we break out of the dishonesty that we have with ourselves, telling ourselves that weight loss is out of our control, because it isn't. Weight loss comes down to your habits and the actions that you're taking just as much as weight gain does. I hope this helps. I love you so much. Your issues are so valid. And there are things that are going to make it harder on you in life. Not everything is fair. I have genetics where I gain all my weight in my upper body more so before I do in my legs. Do I prefer that? No. Do I use that as an excuse to tell myself I'm never going to be able to have lean, defined arms or a toned stomach? No, even though it's harder on me than it is when I compare myself to some other people who maybe have the opposite genetics as me. That just doesn't make it impossible.